All right, hello, I'm Nicole Dobransky, and I am a Beachbody coach who has been combining our programs for 10 years. I've combined almost every Beachbody program with my running, and 4-week gut protocol and 4 weeks for everybody is no exception. So as a runner, you might be about to do 4-week gut protocol, or maybe you're doing it and you're coming across some issues, and that's how you found this video, and you're wondering, how do I make sure I'm getting enough fuel, I'm feeling good, I'm avoiding bonking during my long runs, I'm getting enough fuel to perform well because you're a runner, and maybe what if you have weight loss goals while doing 4-week gut protocol? So all of this is a balance, and I want to just first preface this by saying this is not considered medical advice, and you're going to have to really talk to your coach, or you can message me and think for yourself in terms of how you are feeling, because everyone's going to have a different reaction to this program. However, I do think you can successfully combine these two. I personally ran about 25 miles a week while I was training for a half marathon while doing 4-week gut protocol and 4 weeks for everybody. I was running 4 days a week, and I did 4 strength training workouts a week. So I did double days, and then I made sure I took 1 rest day. So I have a schedule. You can download it. It's linked below. That will combine those two for you if you need guidance on that. But this video is specifically about nutrition, making sure you are in your right calorie bracket and all of that. So first of all, I want to make sure that you are getting enough food to support yourself and you're running during 4-week gut protocol. I don't want you to be hungry or hangry or bonking on your runs. So number 1, we're eliminating those 7 foods, but as you've noticed, as you look through the food list, there's plenty of carbs. There's lots of good food. There's lots of veggies and fruits and whole grains and legumes and beans, and you're probably eating healthier than you ever have ever. And no matter what, you are most likely in week 1 going to have some withdrawal symptoms. No matter how healthy you ate before, you're most likely going to feel some symptoms of either maybe if you've reduced your caffeine, reducing added sugar, and just getting used to all the veggies and nutrients that you are having. So if you're in week 1 and you're feeling not as great, maybe you have headaches or you're extra tired, that is just normal no matter if you're a runner or not. However, when you are calculating your calorie bracket, this is extremely important. When you're calculating your calorie bracket, no runner ever, no 100%, whether you're doing gut protocol or portion fix, I'm a firm believer you should never be in plan A. It's too low. I eat that much by lunch. So don't put yourself in plan A, even if you calculate. So I recommend as a runner, whether you have weight loss goals or not, to calculate yourself in the maintenance bracket. Even when I did this though, I believe I was still placed in A. And the reason I was still placed in A, I started the program at 153 pounds. I'm 5'9", so I'm I'm not like a petite girl. I was still placed in bracket A, and I knew immediately that was not gonna work for me. Remember, this program was designed with 4 low impact workouts. It's also designed, I guess, even in maintenance, to me, 1200 doesn't make sense. So no matter what, put yourself in B to start, no matter if your maintenance is A. However, from there, I wanna make sure that you're still getting enough food. So I started with B, and then I found by week 2, I needed to move up to C. Another consideration is if you are running more than if you're running like 40 miles a week and doing this, I actually, instead of continuing to bump you up in brackets, I'd rather you just add in more carbohydrates and potentially healthy fats and fruits, and then around your runs. So for example, if you're going out for a double day and you had a banana with peanut butter before your second workout, just don't count it or log it, but like don't worry about the portions for that. Another thing you could do, this depends on your if you have weight loss goals or not. If you have no weight loss goals at all and you're doing this completely 100% to feel better, performance, for, you want to make sure, you want to see how your GI issues, whatever, then I honestly wouldn't worry about portions at all. However, I would encourage you to track, because what I found when I didn't track, I don't eat as many veggies. So I naturally would say I eat like 3 to 4 servings of vegetables a day, which is great. But when I'm supposed to be eating 7 in plan C, I was not getting that unless I was tracking. So this is kind of going to be up to you. If you have weight loss goals, I do encourage you to track, and also to don't let yourself get starving. So even if you're tracking, there's gonna be days, like I said, when you might do a double day or you did a long run even the day before, and even if you didn't work out that day, you're just gonna have residual hunger, and I don't want you starving. That's not the point of this. I guarantee if you stick to the food list and you are listening to your hunger cues, you're probably going to lose weight on this program, even if you don't have weight loss goals, is what I found in the program. Almost everyone that followed it lost at least 1 to 3 pounds, even when really not trying to lose weight. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's bad. It could just be inflammation and all of that. So if you do have weight loss goals, you definitely want to be tracking. That's going to keep you on track with portions and make sure that you're getting the macros all correct. Okay, so another thing I want to talk about is how you feel your runs if you're doing long runs. So let's say that you are an endurance athlete and you are doing runs over 90 minutes. If your run is less than 90 minutes, then I don't think you need any extra fuel. I do want to, if you are running 90 minutes and that's say like a 9-mile run or a 10-mile run or 8-mile run, depending on how long, you do want to make sure that you're eating before. And that is going to be I ate oatmeal with peanut butter in it. That was pretty much what I did. It was kind of hard to wake up extra early to do that. You could also do overnight oats. Or you can make Autumn's energy balls are a great source. I think you'd have to eat a few before a long run. And then peanut butter banana is a great pre-run snack that is not like a smaller snack. So if your run is over 90 minutes, you're going to want to be fueling during your run, right? And so you might be used to taking gels or goos, and maybe you're like me and someone who has GI distress on long runs. So I have been on this journey for long before I started Gut Protocol of figuring out what was causing some urgent bathroom breaks. So I eliminated goo a long time ago. So the brand goo. And then I also experimented with Endurance Tap maple. That was not a good call for me at all. It's just like straight maple syrup, but that is a pure source of sugar. So you could try that. I also, Honey Stinger has like a honey-based one that for me is too sweet. So really you're going to have to start experimenting. What I ended up using on Gut Protocol was applesauce pouches. My kids have these applesauce pouches. The only thing with those is there's not as many calories. And they're pretty big. So you're going to be like carrying them on you, either in your water bottle or in like a fanny pack and it's just going to be a little bit more weight. So if you're only going to be running for like 2 hours, say a 12-mile run, you could take 2 or 3 of those. You could also do things like whole foods. So you could smash, there's a book called Portables that has a ton of ideas for whole foods that you can carry on the run. Sweet potatoes is one that you could mash up or just put into chunks if you're willing to chew something. I like the applesauce because I don't like to chew. Again, at the end of the day, when you come down to why you're doing this program, so one of the things on Gut Protocol is you don't want more than 10 grams of added sugar a day. However, as an endurance athlete, I do not think that is going to make sense only when it's around your workouts. Sugar is absorbed super quick and it's part of your recovery as an endurance athlete. So I think it's okay on your long run to have more of the natural based gels. So for me, I like Humagel, Endurance Tap is that one with the maple syrup, and then Spring Energy are all great options. And these are just known as options that are better on your stomach and your GI, regardless if you're doing Gut Protocol. So those are the ones I would recommend. When I did my half marathon, I was 1 week out from Gut Protocol. So I was back in my reintroduction phase and I did 1 applesauce pouch and then 1 Humagel. And that worked great. I sipped it. So it's another thing, if you have GI issues on your long run or on runs in general, I recommend carrying your own water and then sipping your goo or your gel, not goo, I don't recommend goo, over a mile period. So you're not chugging it. That's something I used to do, was just get it down really fast. And then if you're at an aid station, you would chug a bunch of water and that's going to upset your stomach. So if you have stuff on the runs on the run, that would help. Okay. One more thing I want to talk about is post-run. So again, long runs, you're using a lot of calories. If you had 3 applesauce pouches, you're not bringing in enough calories to replace, and we want to replace those calories. So on long run days, I don't recommend counting portions at all. And I recommend, if you have it, Vegan Recover. This would be a great day. Again, let's not care about sugar content, because I recommend having Recover and Shakeology on your recovery day, because they're both the Shakeology is going to have adaptogens that's going to help you recover. Recover has BCAAs and that protein. So if you have Vegan Recover on hand, or if you have your own recovery drink, I drink Recover. have that immediately afterwards. I also recommend taking electrolytes. So whether that's Hydrate, which is what I use, again, I personally think that Hydrate with real sugar is better than Noon, for example, that has artificial sweeteners. That's my opinion. So the first week I did my long run, I was not feeling it. After my long run, I was zapped and I did not do Hydrate. I didn't have any vegan Recover. I love the orange and it's not vegan, so I didn't have it on hand, and I underfueled that day and I felt awful. The next week I've added back Recover, Hydrate, I ate more, and I felt so much better. And then by the third and fourth weeks, I usually am like in bed after my long runs. Like I like tired. I have 3 kids. I'm like, it actually was a big part of the reason why I decided I wasn't going to do marathons anymore, because I was like, I can't handle the recovery. But when I was eating this way, or I still am mostly eating this way, I feel so much better after my long runs. I'm not going to say you're not going to be tired, but it does. I think it helps with recovery. So what I was eating is I used to come home and maybe eat like a breakfast burrito that I made, or I'd go pick up a breakfast burrito. That's my go-to. But instead, one of my go-to post fuel was 3 eggs. I would microwave a sweet potato. So it's just like easy to microwave it. That's your carb. And then I would saute some vegetables. So either zucchini, spinach, and tomatoes sauteed with like a seasoning, or I just bought Trader Joe's, has some prepackaged veggies, and then I would eat that. And when I ate that after my long run, I felt so good. So much better than when I'm like stuffing it with other stuff. A couple of times on Saturdays, I would go to Chipotle for dinner, because you can get, you can get beans and rice and the sauteed sweet potato, or the sauteed bell peppers and onions and chicken and guacamole, and that is all Gut Protocol approved. And that was so filling. I literally ate the entire thing. And you guys, I still lost 8 pounds during Gut Protocol. So don't be afraid to fuel yourself on these long runs. That's important. All right, so okay, I'm gonna do another video for the next tips, because this is getting long, but I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, even if I'm not your coach, you can feel free to message me on Instagram at fitnessfatale, fitnessfatale.com. You can email me, fitnessfataleblog.com. I will help you if you are a runner who's looking for a coach that understands how to incorporate Gut Protocol in, or any of the programs, into your running. I'd love to be your coach. If you're working with one, stick with that one, but I would love to help you if you're coachless and you want a group. So thanks so much for listening. And again, I'm happy to answer any questions.